Welcome to MojoTravels, and today we're counting down the hottest travel trends for 2023.
Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to MojoTravels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're looking at trends prognosticated to take the travel world by storm in the new year. Off-the-grid destinations. During the height of the pandemic, Zoom, phone, and email were almost the only methods for people to stay connected for a period. Now that we've gotten to the point where we can interact in person again, people are tired of experiencing the world through a screen. While it is convenient having a device or two to hand, it's also a source of stress. People have trouble getting into the vacation spirit, because they're constantly checking their inbox to see if there's a work emergency, or they're checking their Twitter feed. If you're going to stare at a screen, you might as well stay at home. Those looking to truly get away are embracing remote destinations where they can unplug from their day-to-day worries. Be it at a secluded beach house or a cabin in the snowy mountains, going off the grid can be intimidating, but also liberating. Booking ahead. Many went into 2020 with huge travel plans, only to have them cancelled and, in some unfortunate cases, not fully refunded. Travel picked up in 2021, but not everyone saw the point in planning ahead. There was also a possibility that you get sick, or new travel restrictions would be introduced at the last second. So why bother investing that time planning? Plus, there was a general mindset that there'd be fewer crowds to fight off. Now that travel is back, those crowds are back and restrictions are being lifted. People have also got back into the habit of booking ahead, taking advantage of whatever airline and hotel deals they can find. There might have been a period during the pandemic where you could sporadically book a trip at the 11th hour. Now, if you want to get to everything on your itinerary at an affordable price, planning months in advance is the way to go. Nostalgic vacations. Before the pandemic, there were some destinations that people made a tradition of visiting every year, from theme parks like Disneyland to family vacation homes to tropical paradises like Hawaii. Chances are you had to skip those trips these past couple of years, but you can compensate in 2023. Even if you didn't travel much prior to the pandemic, being cooped up for so long might have sparked your desire to get out. You may start with a place you fondly remember visiting during your youth, but haven't been to in eons. Nostalgic vacations can also extend to seeing people you grew apart from. Maybe you kept in touch on social media, but it's not the same as grabbing a drink at the bar or going to a game like you did in the good old days. Now's the time to make the most of the present by revisiting the past. Biometrics. Growing up, a lot of us watched sci-fi movies where people could exchange funds with a scan of the eyes or fingertips. Back then, few could have predicted that such technology would become commonplace by 2023. The future is now, however. It doesn't hurt to have physical currency on hand while travelling, especially if an emergency arises. In a digital era though, more and more travellers are becoming reliant on biometric payments. Even if you were hesitant about this technology at first, the need for social distancing likely turned you onto the contactless advantages of biometrics. In addition to payments, biometrics are making travel more convenient as well. Whether you're checking in or making a last-minute alteration to your reservation, face, voice, and retina recognition have made matters more efficient. Solo travels. With more people reuniting after the peak of the pandemic, friends and families have been taking trips together, making up for lost time. However, the past year has also seen a significant rise in solo travel, and we can understand why. In various cases, people were quarantined in houses and apartments with others, getting very little me time. Those looking for space are taking solo vacations, with remote destinations being prime territory to be alone with one's thoughts. It's also an ideal way to get back to nature, whether you'd prefer exploring the vast mountains of New Zealand or the glacier-filled waters of Greenland. Of course, populated cities like New York welcome solo travelers as well. Whichever destination calls out to you, it's bound to be a personal journey that'll leave you refreshed and ready to tackle the challenges back home. Small town destinations. For some, travel is all about big cities and vast crowds, providing an escape from the ho-hum routine of everyday life. For others though, big city hustle and bustle is the norm. So, it's only natural that big city denizens would seek out small town destinations as an alternative. You could use a little peace and quiet in 2023. What better way to unwind than with a weekend at Sedona, Arizona, St. Augustine, Florida, or another quaint getaway that might not be on everyone else's radar? There's a certain satisfaction to unearthing a hidden gem. Anyone can look at the cover of a travel brochure and book a ticket. When you find a special piece of paradise that few others know about though, it adds a personal sentiment to the trip. More people seem to be learning that the small vacations sometimes leave the greatest impact. Advantages of the off-season. We'd all like to visit our dream destinations during their peak seasons, but this comes with a few drawbacks. Hotel rooms and plane tickets are booked far in advance. Even if you do make reservations ahead of schedule, you may arrive at your destination to find that it's overcrowded. When you spend half the trip stuck in traffic, pushing through hordes of tourists and trying to find an open space to lay down a blanket on the beach, peak season can turn into an absolute nightmare. That's why many are starting to recognise the benefits of off-season travel. Aside from fewer crowds, the prices are often lower and the most popular landmarks are easier to get into. The weather might not be as ideal and certain places could be closed, but if you're flexible, it will make for a more relaxing trip in 2023. Light travel. When you pack everything from your bedroom, bathroom and kitchen, it kinda defeats the purpose of going anywhere. Light travel is on the rise, with many trying to see just how little they can pack. In some cases, people aren't even limiting themselves to one bag. They are going luggage free. That might sound impossible, and admittedly, it's harder to pull off in some destinations than others. If you can fit your phone and a few other bare essentials in your jacket pockets though, it can be done, especially if it's a one-day getaway. If you're staying longer, a backpack or small duffel may be needed for a change of clothes. Beyond that, you can always buy hygiene items like toothbrushes and deodorant at the hotel or a nearby store. So why not save yourself the money and headache of hauling a suitcase to the airport? Again, sometimes less is more. Outdoor destinations. When the pandemic hit, some took advantage of nearby natural wonderlands, which provided plentiful open space for social distancing. For anyone who lived in the city though, nature felt further away than ever. Well, the great outdoors is making a comeback, and 2023 is bound to continue this trend. There seems to be a newfound appreciation for national parks like Yellowstone and Yosemite, with people taking up camping, kayaking and hiking. With airports being such a hassle, it's especially convenient if there's an outdoor haven within driving distance. Pack up your camping gear, find a spot to set up shop, and see where the trip takes you from there. It can either be an adrenaline-pumping adventure or a laid-back getaway around the campfire. You'll remember 2023 as the year you invested in an RV. Hey, it costs about as much as several years' worth of plane tickets and hotel rooms. It's all about the experience. Some people ask, what's the point of traveling? After all, you can look up videos of landmarks like the Grand Canyon and Empire State Building online. In an age of virtual reality, you can leap across the world without ever even leaving the comfort of your house. So why go anywhere? Well, because it's about the experience. It's taken a while for some homebodies to get it, but more people are realizing that travel isn't about seeing a landmark in person, it's about experiencing it in person. The more you open yourself up to new destinations, the more you open yourself to new experiences, which can range from exploring new heights to eating new foods to meeting new people. We kick off every year with a resolution. In 2023, your goal could not only be to travel more, but to experience more. Once you've experienced Mexico, Italy, or any other dream destination, it never leaves you.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoTravels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.